Could Aladdin's Jafar be the next character to come into Dreamlight Valley? We could use another villain. This is Lisa. This is Unbounded Play. Thanks for coming to the channel. Don't forget to subscribe and like. It helps us to make more videos. And let's start where something had just ended. At the end of the Dark Castle story quest involving the Forgotten, after completing the quest, a cutscene shows the Forgotten returning to the valley and meeting up with the characters. As the credits play, there's a short cutscene which shows a Jafar-shaped shadow cast against a mysterious glowing map that we have found in the Dark Castle. Could this be foreshadowing a new biome for the valley that has something to do with Aladdin, Jafar, or maybe the ancient civilizations? Because nowhere in the collections of furniture or clothing do we see Aladdin. There's no Aladdin clothing, there's no Aladdin furniture, there's no Aladdin motifs. There's nothing really that kind of alludes that Aladdin is coming, except for the fact that we had that scene in the Dark Castle. So what does this mean? Is there a lot of information out there that Jafar is coming? Well, let's take a walk around the Dark Castle and see. So as I take a look around the Dark Castle, I looked around just kind of seeing if there was anything we missed. Anything I missed picking up. Maybe there was something new that we could kind of see in here, because this really is the only place, not even just the last place, but the only place that we've seen an indication that Jafar could be coming to the valley. And so I kind of walked through these different areas on the base level, revisiting the Dark Castle to see if we could find some more clues. And I looked on both sides. I looked in my open storage. I did have wings in one of the storages because I was a little impatient and I used my own wings instead of the cardboard wings for the one of the Forgotten quests in order to move my way up into the Dark Castle to get to the Forgotten. But yeah, alas, there's nothing down here at the bottom, so let's go ahead over to the door. And this door will take us up to the second floor. It's the only way to move from level to level, is to go through these kind of portal, I guess, kind of doors. And we're going to take a look over here and see if there's any clues. Oh, I see the glowing door over here that has a bunch of numbers. So these again are the Atlantean, these are the numbers in the Atlantean language. And let me bring up the Atlantean chart here. You can see the symbols that are all around the door kind of correspond with the numbers that are on the bottom of the chart here. So I did translate all of those numbers or symbols into the numbers. And so if you want to go from left to right, these are the numbers: 406 851 37298. But according to some of the people in Reddit, and I'm sure that there were in Discord, I didn't check that out, but on Reddit there were a lot of people that were trying to decipher this, seeing if it was a code. They entered it as a redeemed code. Obviously it didn't work, but was going from top to bottom and zigzagging on the way down. And so it seems that the correct order of the numbers is 135 872 60984. Just for your reference, You never know if we're going to need it. But it does seem that I did a little bit of research. There are people that have done more research on the codes here and whether they reflect anything. They could be just meaningless. They're just numbers that are on the wall. But I would think that, nothing has been done just kind of random in this game. They've all been somewhat purposeful. So I think we'll find out sooner or later. Now, why is this in Atlantean as opposed to something more reference to Aladdin or Jafar? I'm not sure. And I think that possibly the category of ancient civilizations within the game may include Aladdin and Atlantis. So, I mean, it's just one thought. Let's move along into the Dark Castle and see more clues that possibly can refer to Jafar coming to the game. Alright, so we are up on the next level. This is where we had put together a new recipe, kind of a creepy recipe, so that we could get through this door over here. We had to cook something up. It does kind of look like there's something behind this gated door. I can't really tell that there's anything back there. It definitely looks like there's a room. So that could be a possibility. Maybe Jafar is hiding in there. Maybe he's got some potions or something like that putting together. We're just speculating. Really, we're just having fun. I think it's fun to just imagine the next characters that are coming through. Now, this little bull on the outside of the door, I thought was a little creepy. I was like, I don't remember that being there before. So here we are on the next level up. This is where the glow-in-the-dark map is that we saw Jafar and his mysterious, kind of ominous cackling, his laughing in the background. Now, this kind of shows that there's a possibility of new biomes. And branching off from the Forgotten Lands, the Sunlit Plateau, and the Glades of Trust. So somewhere in that realm, it looks kind of to be more of an entrance from where the Forgotten Lands and the Sunlit Plateau is. So we're going to take a look in that area to see if that's a possibility, if there's anything that kind of sparks a clue that's an entrance. There's certainly a lot of floating islands and stuff in that area. So, and the other thing is, I just noticed, if you imagine, I was kind of thinking, it kind of looks like a skull, the two eyes on the top and the mouth at the bottom. Is that a possibility? Am I reaching? Y'all could tell me. But this kind of goes straight to the next item that I wanted to look at. So let's take a look at one thing that we have opened in the valley that may have a connection to Jafar. So we're going to go back to the valley and leave the dark castle behind and go to our next clue. We're going to go down to Skull Island, and if you haven't been down there yet to where you've moved all of the pillars, I think this was also part of a forgotten quest towards the end, or after that it happened. In order for you to have the skull open, all the pillars needed to be brought from their locations around the valley, brought down here and placed over top of the corresponding Atlantean letter that corresponds with the pillar, and then the Skull Island would open. I guess it didn't really open. It just kind of puffed out some sand. But my thought is that could the Skull Island be also representing the sand cave in Aladdin?
all my years of searching. The Cave of Wonders.
Huh? Cave of Wonders?
By Allah.
Who disturbs my slumber?
It is I, Gazim, a humble thief.
Know this. Only one may enter here. One whose worth lies far within. The diamond in the rough. Seek thee out the diamond in the rough.
So could Skull Island or Skull Rock be the same or have a similarity to the sand lion in the sands, the sand cave? It's a possibility, but we just don't know. It did puff out sand, and maybe it is looking for a diamond in the rough. So upon checking for voice actors for IMDb, Jafar is not currently part of the cast of voice actors. So here it's been conflicting. Sometimes we've had the fairy godmother, we've had the voice for, Belle, I think we've had for a long time. And then other characters that ended up coming into the valley, there was no indication that they were coming, no voice actors, not on the IMDb or anything, and here they are. So it's a wonder. But we're going to go and take a look at up near the area where the arrows were coming from on the glow-in-the-dark map to kind of that 3 square-ish island kind of out in the middle of nowhere to the left of the Sunlit Plateau, the Forgotten Lands, and the Glade of Trust. So up here, we're just kind of taking a look at some of the areas. I think that a couple of the people in the community have talked about how there's more islands that they see in the area over here to the left of those 3 biomes. And is it a possibility that we could be floating over to the biome? Are we going to go through a certain area? I don't know, like the Skull Cave or Skull Rock in order to get to that area? Is it going to be an area that gets opened up? I think there was also speculation that if we were going to ancient civilizations, there could possibly be a door down in the Glade of Trust. I kind of have Ursula's home down there in the water there, where there's lots of the Atlantean-looking ruins, that there's possibly a door there. So could it be a door? Maybe it leads us there. Is it going to be a door in the Dark Castle? Since we already saw a shadow of Jafar in the Dark Castle, will it be a biome that we reach through the Dark Castle to get there? That would be kind of awkward after, maybe from the initial to do that. I think the other thing is we can't necessarily have the cave open for the lantern for Genie to come out, if Genie is going to be a character in the valley, unless we have Aladdin, unless we have the diamond in the rough. So I think that there's possibly, if Jafar comes, Aladdin is not far behind, because one cannot exist without the other, because Jafar's whole entire quest is to get the lantern so he can be the most powerful genie, most powerful sorcerer, magician ever. And so he can't do that without Aladdin. So for sure, Jafar, Aladdin.
With all due respect, Your Highness, couldn't we just wait for a real storm?
Save your breath, Iago. Faster!
Yes, almighty evil one.
Past sands of time revealed to me the one who can enter the cave. Yes, there he is. My diamond in the rough.
So some chatter on Reddit found names of characters in text files under the audio section of the game's PC files. We know a lot of potential characters who could be coming, but not sure when. But Aladdin, Genie, Jafar, and Jasmine are 4 slated in those audio sections to come to the game, or at least to be in the valley, obviously. And there's a laundry list of other ones that we could talk about, but we are here to talk about Jafar and the possibility of him coming to the game. And obviously, if he's coming to the game, so is Aladdin. And right behind him, Genie and Jasmine. So that would be great to have them in the valley. We would have the only second male, if you want to talk male and female, whatever. I think you have to have a balance sometimes. I mean, we have Ursula, we have Mother Gothel. Those are our 2 villains. We have 2 good ones. We have Merlin and the fairy godmother. And then we have only 1, I guess you could say, we have 2 female villains and 2 male villains. We only have 1. So we have Scar. And so the next person, I don't know. Is it going to be Jafar? Could it be Captain Hook? Could it be Peter Pan? That's another topic. As I was researching this, there were more things that I found out about Peter Pan. So that is another video to come. So I do want to talk just a little bit. I kind of touched on it a little bit, was the collections as far as clothes and furniture that there is not in Aladdin. There are no items for Aladdin in the, and I thought there were. I think we've had kind of like bits and pieces of different things. Even Monsters Inc. Has been in some of the items that we received, but not even Beauty and the Beast. I mean, we've got Beauty and the Beast things. Some of the other, movies that we haven't had, they're not in the movie yet. Monsters Inc. Aladdin is not one of them. There are no items, there are no clothes, there's no furniture, there's no motifs that have Aladdin. So I find it interesting, and maybe it's just like a really nice surprise of not having the clues and it possibly being, just kind of a big giant surprise that it's coming. The other thought is Aladdin part of ancient civilizations? They could have just put it under Atlantis, but maybe they're kind of encompassing a bunch of different movies together in that category. That is a possibility. Well, that is all that I have for today about Jafar. There really wasn't a whole lot of clues out there. I really had to do a lot of digging. The fact that we haven't really received a whole lot of stuff about Aladdin, no clothes, no items, really no clues except for this, ominous shadow of Jafar, which is just really, I feel like it was a Marvel cut, end of credits, mid credits cut. And just like they do in the Marvel movies. I'm a Marvel fan too. I'm a big movie buff anyway, but thank you for coming to the channel today. I so appreciate you. I hope you enjoyed this video and the thoughts that Jafar could be coming and wreaking a little bit of havoc on the valley, but also bringing Aladdin with him. And that would be really exciting. I hope you're excited about the possibility as well. Thank you for coming. I appreciate each and every one of you. Don't forget to subscribe and like. It really helps the channel a lot. I am finished for today. Enjoy your day and have a great adventure in Dreamlight Valley.